Welcome to 2DopeMarks. I'm Brando. That's D. Your home for Go Grill Wrestling. Real Southern things, because we have a king in the building. We have a former NWA Women's Tag Team Champion. We have a new Texas Pro Wrestling legend because she been putting down work down there. Yeah, I mean, you feel me? And we have the one, the only, the inaugural, the first, the forever Ashe Women's Champion. Miss Charity King is with us in the building, coming live from Houston, Texas, if you will.
That introduction is crazy. Thanks, y'all.
No, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I ask this often for a lot of our guests and also for me personally, because it's one of the situations where it's like, hey, pro wrestling comes to people in weird stages of life. Like
Yeah.
for D and myself, it came when we were younger. And for other people, it might be, hey, I caught Monday Night Raw in 2006 and I saw Lita and Trish Stratus, and I'm like, you know what? I want to do that. So, Miss King, my first question to you is simple. When did you fall in love with pro wrestling?
Hmm. I think my first memories of wrestling were on the couch with my brother and my mom watching it. I think at that point I was just watching it because my brother was into it, and then I remember I think I saw China kind of for the first time, and this was when she was managing uh I think it was Triple H, but this was during his like British guy era.
Hmm.
So old back in the day, Triple H. And so I just remember she wasn't really talking. She would just come out and kind of put hands on girls and leave and that kind of thing. And I just remember being like, oh, okay, so maybe this might be interesting. And then I kind of kept watching because of her, because she was so different from the girls who were wrestling back then. And for the most part, they were mostly managers. And she was even different from the managers too. And then I think I didn't start to really feel like I could also be a wrestler until I saw Jazz. When Jazz debuted, I
Hmm.
knew from that moment I wanted to be a pro wrestler. She looked like me. She looked like the girls or the women who were in the neighborhood. It just felt like this is possible. I don't know how it's possible, but I want to be just like her. I wanted to be just like Jazz. So Jazz was the person who made me want to be a pro wrestler. And then China was someone who made me watch it out of my own
Hmm.
interest instead of out of my family's interest. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I love that for you. So with her being the one that gave you the title initially, we as wrestling fans, we love to watch the reactions from our stuff. On YouTube all the time they have like the reactions from this person winning the title, this person winning the title. But the question I have for you, because I'm never gonna know this, B's never gonna know this. What was your initial reaction when you won the title? When you got that one, two, three?
I was I was shocked, to be honest. I think people have already kind of talked about it and like said done their little kind of interviews on it. And it's I didn't know I was winning until the 1 2 3 happened, and I looked up and I was like, oh shit, like was the match fucked up? And I was kind of looking around like what's happening here? Like um but it was just so like it's truly my first singles title.
Okay.
And so to win it here at a company that has believed in me for a very long time. I remember when Darius first talked about how he was going to come up with this show, Ashe, and I think I was still on probably injury. I tore my ACL at the time. I just I this was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It was 2 years before he had already um had the first show. And I didn't really take it seriously because black folks, we always want to start something.
Right.
We don't do it. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. All right now. Okay, I see you. All right. And I just kind of left it at that. I was like, black people, right? We always want to start some.
Yeah.
And so, and then come around, he's actually having the first show. And for him to think about me and,
Mhm.
for Kiera to also join in and say, yes, I want her in a match with me. I mean, at that point, I think at that point I was just managing Danny B, my tag partner. I think I was just managing her in her singles matches, because I wrestled for a little bit, had my debut match, maybe had 10 matches later, and got injured, came back, tried to wrestle a bit, and then things just kind of slowed down. And so for him to still be like, nah, it's still charity. I still want charity. And on top of that, for Kiera to also be like, cool, let's try it out. Let's do it. And so for it to be full circle where here I am now being a champion there. And then Jazz has been in so many of my big moments in wrestling. It's weird for me. The inner child in me is so ecstatic because this is someone who I wanted to be like, and she got me the job for NWA. She is now also handing me my first singles belt. So I'm just like, Jazz being in all my big moments, I'm like, ah. So I was just so humbled and so grateful, and also very determined to prove everyone wrong. I don't know who I need to prove wrong, but if they out there, I'm honestly ready to prove them wrong and prove myself right as well, and prove that I can be this huge champion and carry the belt with so much honor and respect, and make it important.
Yeah, the funny thing about it is that when you're the first, like all eyes are not only immediately on you, but then you have to set a path. Like this can't be no short reign. This can't be like no bullshit. This has got to be like, yo, I'm taking on all comers, and we are setting a standard. And
yeah,
I think the beauty, the beauty of it is that you come from a city that is deep in the lore of pro wrestling. So my thing for you is, as a fellow Houstonian, like, are you going to pose with like Platinum Grill? You going to go see Paul Wall to get you a personal Ashe Platinum Grill to pose with the belt?
Does Paul Wall, does he have a discount? Am I paying full price for that? Like,
you're a champion. Why would you pay full price? You're a champion.
Exactly. I'm like, if he willing to give me the champion special, sure. Sure, why not? You know, but full price is crazy.
Paul, she need a grill, shawty.
Hey,
need a grill. Hook up.
The people's champ needs to deliver to the people's champ.
Absolutely.
Mr. Paul, come on, man.
Oh man. I got one more D before we swing it back your way.
Yeah.
And it's basically about just the community at large, because I know for us as pro wrestling fans, we see so many different things go right and so many different things go wrong, right? And you've spoken about your setbacks. Like, there are so many people who have suffered injuries and then said, you know what, this ain't for me. But the fact you showed that perseverance to be like, nope, we getting right back on our horse, we getting back in the ring. And I think you could see that the outpouring of support and love from the rest of the community, like that look like us, right?
Yeah.
Who've been with you, and they literally saw Ashe won you versus Kiera Hogan. And then it said, like you said, full circle. It's like, oh no, we've been here for the journey. So what does it mean for you to like witness all your peers, fans, supporters, etc., basically take this in and also feel like they won too?
I was so surprised again. Oh my God, that whole night was just me being shocked. Everything was just about me being shocked. All my pictures are me just being either surprised, confused, shocked. That's a hot mess.
All the emotions. All of
it. I'm like, I have no cool shots from that night of like, yeah, I'm cool. Everything is just surprise, shock, confusion. I was shocked again. Like, I didn't know how many people were watching me. I didn't know how many people felt inspired by me. I didn't know anyone was even looking my way. And so after I won, I was very surprised to see the reception. And I was kind of like, oh, people are watching me. This is kind of crazy. But that also goes back to my imposter syndrome. Like, I deal with that so much, and not feeling like I am even good enough, or not feeling like I am even halfway decent at this thing called wrestling. Like, it always feels like I am kind of like one match away from being exposed as this bad wrestler, a bad talent. And so after I won, seeing people say, yo, like, this is great, you deserved it, I've been watching you since insert some match in 2021, or I've been watching you, or because of you I came back to wrestling. Like it's just like, what? Like you guys have been, like there's people who have been watching me and it's all positive. This is great. Surprising but great. And so the community has been truly wonderful. I think it helps me with a lot of my confidence. um
Mhm.
Also Darius has, I keep on going back to Darius, but I mean he has helped me with that as well, and just like reminding me, like every time I'm like, nah, I ain't it, it's not it, he's just like, you are it, like stop it, like you are it. And so just I'm so grateful to have the community truly around me, my Texas people, the Texas boys down here who were just like, about time it was treating no other person, like that feeling of community who were just like, we can't wait to see you back down in Texas, is amazing. And so
Mhm.
I'm just so blessed to have everyone kind of support me, and with my tag partner, and so just so lucky, and it feels nice, it feels extremely safe.
So I have a thing. I suffer from imposter syndrome as well, and I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like to not feel as though that you're worthy of things. But I'm going to give you your flowers right now and share with you. You're the first Ashe Women's Champion. You're also what you said earlier about you coming back from an ACL, a torn ACL. I also have come back from a torn ACL, and I know the work that it takes to get there. I'm not
Yeah.
in the ring. You are. And for you to come back and get in the ring and win that title, I'm giving you your flowers right now. Don't ever learn
Thank
how to
you.
receive
Thank
it
you.
and take it. And it's not as easy. I understand it.
It's
I
not.
understand it. But when you
Thank
learn how to do it and create a habit of it, you're gonna be fine. And I'm glad that Darius and you got people around you that are reminding you of who you are.
you. Yeah.
So you're fine. You're fine. You're human.
Thank
So don't
you.
worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
so if you watch the show before, you know that he's pretty much the one with the coof. I'm the one that tells the truth and say this the silly shit. But it's a segue into my next question. I know you traveled the road a couple times.
Yeah.
It's different shows, this, that, and the other. Now, if you will, please share if you can. Don't share if you don't have to. What is the craziest road, like thing on the road that you've experienced?
Every time I am forced to think of, or like I'm made to think of a crazy road story, I never remember any of them. If I'm just kind of chatting with people, I remember all of it. Now I'm like, okay, say something now. I'm like, I don't remember any of it. The only thing I can that comes to mind is during my tag time with Danny B, and how I
Mhm.
think it was our last show with the NWA, and how we almost missed our flight because we woke up at the boarding time at the hotel, and
Been
she
there
was just
before.
like, did you not set an alarm? And I was like, did you not set an alarm? And she was like, apparently not, let's get up. And so we got up, raced out to the Uber. The Uber driver could not find the airport in his own city, so I was like, oh my god, just use the GPS. It's on the phone. I don't know, just it was the most frustrating time. And then we got to the airport. Thankfully, the TSA was pretty empty, but it
Okay.
was the longest walk or stretch from TSA to the gate for at least 10 minutes. And we have like about a good maybe 5 left. We are hauling ass down there. I am in slides, so I can't even run. That's probably the one that comes to mind right now.
Okay.
But just that experience of waking up and being like, we are going to miss our flights back home, and that's crazy.
What's
But
what city were you guys in?
was it Nashville? Maybe, probably
Oh
Tennessee
shit.
area. I want to say that, or
Yeah.
probably Florida, either one of those, because
Yeah,
the NWA
Yeah.
runs there, either Florida or
Okay.
in
hmm
Tennessee. So probably one of those, I think.
yeah. As a man who travels a lot, there are numerous airport horror stories.
Hmm.
Nah, brother, I remember Thanksgiving. I was supposed to fly back to Connecticut because my at the time I was living in Connecticut, but I visited family in Houston, and I officiated my cousin's wedding reception.
Mm,
The wedding reception, indeed, you will know this. This was the same night as Georgia versus Georgia Tech going 8 overtimes.
yeah.
So I went to sleep at like midnight. My flight was at 4 in the morning. I'm thinking, all right, cool. You take a little quick nap. Do-do-do. Airport only 25 minutes away. You straight.
Nap never good.
Mm-mm.
I woke up at 5:35 and I was like, I've never missed a flight. I'm in a full-blown sweat, panic, everything. I'm like, oh my God. Oh God. Oh God. It's not good. It's not good at all. Nope. 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 Luckily, Southwest was willing to pull me on a later flight, but then that also meant I had to deal with a terrible Uber driver who had me once I landed in Connecticut, had me darn near going to the ESPN campus as opposed to going to my house.
Well,
The Uber
I mean, you
drivers.
made it home.
Hey,
The Uber
hey,
drivers.
brother.
That's half the battle because you got to wait for the Uber driver to get to you. You got to get there and hopefully they know where the heck they're going because you got some Uber drivers that have the whole GPS from the Uber app and they don't even follow it. They take their own ways.
And mind you, Miss King, he's been to my he been to my house in Connecticut, so he know how to get there.
It's like 5-10 minutes away. It's easy.
It's exactly 5 minutes away from the airport. So it was bad. It was bad. So although we can't pick and choose our Uber drivers when we get them to an extent, we can't. You have cut your teeth all over the state of Texas versus the likes of Thomas Braxton, Huyan, your former tag team partner, Charity, not Charity, sorry, Danny B, to which I had a crazy false count anywhere match for New Texas Pro last year. I will say that much.
Yeah.
Of those women, or just the women in the state and period, what matches do you believe kind of made you feel like, okay, I can actually do this pro wrestling shit and I don't need nobody saying otherwise?
Wow. I think a few of them come to mind. I'll say recently, not in Texas, so no Tino shade, but recently I'll say my match against Jordan Blade at Ashe 10. So the qualifying match before the finals, that just wrestling her made me feel like maybe I'm not bad at this. Maybe my imposter syndrome is kind of lying to me. And I loved her. I loved everything about her. And that night, the feedback that we got from the veterans in the back, and that night just made me feel like maybe I could actually do this. So I think for sure recently I have to give it up to a Jordan Blade. There's something about me and her in the ring that was just first time touching ever, and it felt like a dance. It felt like me and her had just known each other for so long, and it felt quite wonderful. I think before her, someone who I think I've honestly wrestled her so many times, but Vert Vixen, she's one where every time I go in the ring with her, I'm like, maybe I ain't that bad at this. She also has the way of kind of challenging me in my matches and in the way I put some of these matches kind of together. So I like to give her my tip that every time I go in the ring with her, she finds a way of making me feel like maybe I ain't too bad at this. And then I think for my number one, it's always gonna be Danny B. She's every time because we used to be opponents before we became tag team partners, but every time I wrestled her as an opponent, I just felt like I could do this every single day. There's just something about me and her the first time we ever just touched. It was just magic. And so I think she's gonna be my all-time forever and ever and ever. She'll be my all-time singles opponent. And so I will say her as well. So yeah.
Ooh.
That's a list.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So hold on real quick though. So in the future, who you got on your dream list?
Man, I just made a list of that too. So
is this an exclusive? Are we getting an exclusive right now?
You ain't getting my whole list.
we just need a couple. We don't need everybody.
We'll take the cliff notes.
Heck, it might be the people on this shirt because I got Bianca, I got Jade, I got Naomi, I got Mercedes up here, I got your favorite, I got Jazz. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
right here.
Yeah.
So, and Jacqueline.
Please don't expose yourself, sir.
Oh, I'm not going to. This is just me showing off a 2DopeMarks
Show a
merch,
shirt.
showing love to
Showing
Black
a
women's
shirt off.
wrestlers.
Showing a
That's what
shirt
this
off.
is.
Keeping it PG.
We'll keep it PG. We got
Keep it PG.
sponsors we want to get in the future.
Exactly. I think for me right now, I think the people I have my eyes on right now that I want to wrestle is, and I've always wanted to wrestle these people for a while, are Masha Slamovich. I want to wrestle her so badly. I want to wrestle Danny Luna. I want to also wrestle again Jordan Blade again. I think there's so much that we learned from the first match that we can implement now and just completely blow it out the water. I want to wrestle also Riho from the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been
Okay.
itching to touch her
I like
a little
that.
bit.
I like that.
Okay.
Also Maggie Lee as well. I haven't wrestled Maya World in a singles match in a long time.
For the state
So
of
I'd
Texas,
like
we
to.
need that. That's
I
Houston
would
versus
like to.
Dallas. We need
I would
that.
like to
Look,
revisit
I
that
might
as
need to hop on a
well.
flight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then I think lastly, and this is not to end off my list by no means, but just to avoid like having to name off 16,000 girls, I think someone new who I've honestly really enjoyed seeing her wrestle is also Leah Knight. She's North Carolina black girl.
Yeah.
She's someone new that I'd like to, kind of have some fun with as well in the ring. Also Billy Starks. Okay, I'm done. Also
Yeah.
Willow Nightingale. All right, let's
Okay.
go ahead and wrap up the name drop.
You just try to cut us off. I mean, come on,
I mean, to be honest, I would love to wrestle all those women and defend my title. Also, Jocelyn Navarro, she's one.
Just put Charity King
That
against the
match.
world. Just
Yeah.
put Charity King against
That
the
needs
world.
to be a
That's
shirt,
Charity
D.
King
We gonna get that
versus
one
the
away for
world.
free.
That's it right
Charity King versus the world, basically, and I will defend my Ashe title with each and every single one of them against each and every single one of them. So Charity King versus the world, basically.
Look, as we learned at Ashe 10 and Ashe 11, it's a long list of women back there. That's like, she champ. All right, I got it. Heck, Alexis Little was one of them. Like
Alexis,
we just don't.
She be talking a lot of hot stuff. She be talking a lot of shit, but she need to be careful about that Savannah. Be careful about Savannah. I think she done pissed her off, but I ain't gonna. I would just love to see Savannah whoop her. That's all. Cause man, she got a mouth on her. Anyway,
I mean,
that Alexis.
Hey, that's Kentucky. That's Kentucky born and bred. That's like good bourbon. When you get to going, they get to going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! Again, Miss King.
I'm just gonna watch.
Go ahead, D.
I'm here for all of
it. You here for the chaos? That's what you here for.
Yes, that's it.
He said, "I'm just here to watch the drama." That's all.
Absolutely.
That man said, "My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it."
Okay.
Listen, I choose violence, and I like it.
This guy.
Period.
This guy.
That's it.
This guy. So Miss King, my last question for you is: a lot of people who come up through Texas wrestling, right? It's like they go to reality wrestling, they train under Booker T, because again, that's home for a lot of people, right? 2-time Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever do it. And for you, I just want to know, like, what was your experience like jumping in the ring for the first time, training, getting ready to say, okay, let me step out into the world? Like, what was that like? Because I know we've spoken about imposter syndrome and countering it, but there's nothing quite like being like a deer in the headlights and saying, oh, I'm about to do this for real. Okay, who do I go to? Where do I who do I learn from, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah. I have been watching it obviously since I was a kid, but I stopped watching it like most people. When they get to that teen years, they fall off a little bit. It's not cool anymore with your friend group, even though you think it's cool, but because like with your friend group, you stop watching it. And so I remember coming back to it in college, just kind of in my dorm room, kind of bored, just channel surfing. And then I see it again, Raw, and it was John Cena on there. He had changed at that point because I stopped watching him around the time he was the rapper gimmick, and by this time he had the colorful thing, and he was like, all for the kids and stuff. And so I got back onto it, and that made me look up how to become a wrestler, because I mean I've always wanted to be. And I looked it up, and sure enough, Booker T school was on the list, and he was an hour
Oh
away
wow.
from me.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
was like, oh, so it's happening here. And from there, I discovered that there was an indie scene, because I did not know an indie scene existed. And so I started off at his school, and I learned all my basics and stuff like that. And then I think about 2 years in, I left his school, and started to just travel to other schools. And I was driving about like 3 hours to San Antonio one way just to get
Wow.
trained. Yeah, me and Danny, I don't know what kind of drug we were on, but if you told me now to drive 6 hours to train somewhere 2 to 3 days a week, I'd be like, for a contract. But we were doing it off strength,
Wow.
just to like, just because it was fun and because we had a passion for it. And so I left his school after about 2 years and started traveling, and then I landed at New Texas. But to answer your question, um, it was very scary, to be honest. I was not good at it at all. Like, no parts of it, I was not good at it. And I think that also doesn't help my imposter syndrome now, because even the basics didn't come easy to me. So I'm like, if the basics didn't come easy to me, then maybe the things I'm doing in the ring aren't that good either. Like, it just all adds up. But I think in the end, I just needed people who were very patient with slow learners, to be
Mhm.
honest. I needed people who were like, as long as you keep coming, I'll train you. And at Booker T school, Gino Medina, he was one of those people,
Latin
who was
heartthrob,
like,
yeah.
yeah, Lion Heartthrob, yeah. He was one of those trainers there who was extremely tough, very tough. But if you kept showing up, he'll train you. And so I just needed someone like that, someone who didn't put a time limit on like when you should have these things done, or when you should have this mastered. And because I was not following any of those time limits, I was taking forever to learn things. And so after I was done, I kind of felt like, okay, well, I don't think I'm going to be used in any capacity here anymore. So I started to travel to get trained elsewhere, and met some other very patient trainers who were just like, as long as you keep showing up, we'll train you. And they also helped me grow my confidence as well. And then obviously I got injured, but first time training was hard. It was hard, very scary, hard, but here I am now, right? I'll shave Women's champion.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to him.
So,
Talk to him.
hey,
Talk to him.
hey, anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So, hey, it's all
Yeah.
good. All the journey
Oh my,
makes for an amazing book about a
yes
good
indeed.
15, 20 years later from now. So,
Yeah, yes
all a
indeed.
good
Because you
book.
got more, you got more heights to reach, more plateaus to set, and more people
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
inspire.
Yeah.
Charity King, the inaugural first and forever first Ashe Women's World Champion, joins us here on the 2DopeMarks. So again, you have anything you want to plug, anything you want to share with the audience, madam?
Man, follow me on all my socials at the Charity King. Ashe is coming up October the 18th. Darius, you're gonna kill me if that's not the date. Give me 1 second, because he's gonna be like, "Girl,
It
Look, I'm gonna
is.
help
it
you
is
out.
the
It
18th."
is.
Yeah,
I got you. I got you.
It is
I
October the 18th at
Darius
got
cannot
Slingshot.
kill me. I
Get
got
your
it right.
tickets now.
you.
I got it right. I'll be at Ashe October the 18th. So get your tickets. Also buy the replica belt so that me and you can stunt at the show together in our Ashe women's titles. So please, please, please. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to see who my opponent is going to be October 18th. And so let's get this show on the road, man. Let's get these title defenses happening. Let's honestly put on the greatest Ashe championship run it'll ever see. Even after I'm done with
Mhm.
it, ain't nobody gonna be able to touch it. So let's do that.
Amen and amen. We
Amen.
typically end our show with our good friend D saying something nice to the people. So D, say something nice to the people.
Hail the king.
All hail the king. Charity King, we thank you so much for stepping into Two Dope Marks Arena. And we'll see you on the 18th.
Woo! See you guys. Thank you.
See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.